Hi, I'm Rev Myron. I'm a minister through Pathways of Light, and I've been a Course in Miracles student for 40 years. I'm going through the text this year, reading it again, asking Jesus for clarity, and then I write from that clarity. And that's what I'm sharing with you today. So let's get started. We're reading A Course in Miracles, Chapter 7, Section 5, Healing and the Changelessness of Mind. We're going to read paragraphs 3 and 4 today. So paragraph 3 says, healing is the one ability everyone can develop and must develop if he is to be healed. Healing is the Holy Spirit's form of communication in this world, and the only one he accepts. He recognizes no other, because he does not accept the ego's confusion of mind and body. Minds can communicate, but they cannot hurt. The body in the service of the ego can hurt other bodies, but this cannot occur unless the body has been confused with the mind. This situation, too, can be used either for healing or for magic. But you must remember that magic always involves a belief that healing is harmful. This belief is its totally insane premise, and so it proceeds accordingly. For a while, we all use magic to heal what ails us. We have a financial problem and we seek an answer from the banker or in getting a better job or praying for more money. We're not guilty of this. We're just confused about what the problem is and where to find the solution. The miracle is found in recognizing the problem is a belief we're separated from God, and the solution is the Holy Spirit in our mind. When we remember the one problem and the one solution, we turn our attention to the Holy Spirit, and our mind is healed of the belief in lack and loss. Without this belief, we cannot manifest financial woes. When we accept that we're part of God, how can we accept that lack is part of us? Is lack part of God? We hesitate only because we hear the ego warn us that healing is harmful. And if we don't listen to its solutions, we will wind up broken and destitute. Perhaps we have a physical problem and take medicine or see a doctor. We feel sorry for ourselves and seek comfort in food and comfort in the concerns of others. Perhaps we kid ourselves into believing that natural medicine and energy healing are less magical than traditional methods. But anything concerned with the body is looking in the wrong direction for healing. It's not a sin. And if we're too fearful to accept any other kind of healing, we should accept what we can and do so with gratitude. But at some point, the healer must accept true healing. True healing is always a realization that we are in God and part of God, and what is not of God cannot be of us. If we think we're sick, it can only be because we think we're outside God. Only our mind needs to be healed, and the body will be what the mind directs. The ego insists that this idea of true healing is dangerous. If we don't follow its advice and seek help, we will suffer and die. Relationships are no different. If the relationship needs healing, we tend to seek a counselor who will save our relationship. Or maybe the desire is to throw away the partner and look for another, more suitable one. Neither of these is a sin, and it's okay to do either one or both, but it is not the solution. There is no healing in looking outside your own mind for the solution. The problem is not the relationship or the partner. Rather, the problem is a belief that you're separate from God and separate from your brothers and sisters. The problem is that you think you have separate interests. This seems to demand defense of your interest at the expense of others. Is this God? Is it not? It is not God or in God or part of God. Then it cannot be so for you who are in God. The solution is to allow the mind to be healed of the belief that your happiness depends on something outside your mind changing. But the ego insists it cannot be your fault when so clearly the other one is wrong. So forget healing your mind. Just focus on the relationship, the ego says. It insists that healing your mind is just a waste of time and is dangerous. It leaves you in a situation that makes you unhappy. The ego is wrong, as always. And I'm not saying that if you're in an abusive relationship, you should hang out there until you get healed. But when you leave the relationship, as you probably should do, then heal it anyway. You don't have to be in it to heal your mind. As for myself, I had to learn to trust. I first had to trust that pain is not real. Then I realized that the problem was in my mind all along. Now, when I feel pain, I automatically remind myself that the pain may seem to be in my leg, but can only be in my mind. Therefore, the solution can only be in my mind. I may be unable to accept that at the moment, at least not accept it fully. I may take medicine, or I will do so, but if I do so, I'll do so with a laugh, because I know it's just magic. Over time, I started to believe in the magic only a very little. And I believe in healing more than I believe in magic. And the fear of the problem is gone. It's only a matter of time before I'm fully convinced that I'm not a body. I am spirit and God and part of God. This is true of all perceived problems. When I see loss and lack of any kind show up in my life, I know it is the effect of a misguided thought. I ask that my mind be healed. I do not even think of asking for more money or a different relationship. Even when I'm confused about how to see it or what to do, I just return to asking that my mind be healed. I ask for healing consistently because I want to be a consistent healer. And as is with relationships, if there's something in my life that's causing me pain and I don't seem to be able to let go of that belief in pain, then I do something about the pain. Okay. Healing and the changelessness of the mind, paragraph 4. Healing only strengthens. Magic always tries to weaken. Healing perceives nothing in the healer that everyone else does not share with him. Magic always sees something special in the healer, which he believes he can offer as a gift to someone who does not have it. We may believe that the gift comes from God to him, but it is quite evident that he does not understand God if he thinks he has something that others lack. I am healed as I allow myself to be healed. It is simple as that, and it is unfailing. I desire to remember who I am through forgetting who I thought I was, and it is done. I am strengthened each time I allow any healing at all. Each time I allow healing, my mind is illuminated to the degree I'm ready. And as I remember who I am, I accept the strength of God that is mine. Magic always tries to weaken me because magic tries to convince me that I am less than what I am. I take medicine and I must believe that the power to heal lies outside my mind. This convinces me that my mind must be weak. I solve my financial problems by shifting around the elements of the illusion so that I now prefer the way they appear. And I've convinced myself that the illusion is more powerful than the mind. Regardless of the form it takes, all problems are one problem, and there is only one solution. The solution is the Holy Spirit in my mind. As I call on that solution, my memory returns and I know who I am. This is strength. Attempting to solve my problems any other way robs me of the memory of the strength available to me, so it weakens me. The solution may call for action in the world, but the action will be dictated from the source of all strength, and so will not weaken. Believing that my solution comes from something outside me, shifting and changing, weakens my trust, and that makes the appearance of weakness. Of course, I cannot, as God's son, be weakened, but I can be confused and believe that I'm weakened in what I believe is true for me. As a healer, I'm calling on the strength of God and the knowledge of God. This is within me and part of me. But if I believe that it is in me alone, I am truly confused. And in my confusion, I forget who I am, and I lose the certainty that allowed healing to occur through me. Even if the healer is aware that the healing is coming through her, she is still confused if she believes this makes her special. And so I've talked a lot about recognizing where the problem is, that it's in our mind, whether it's in a poor relationship or a sickness in the body or problem with our money or whatever it is that we think we lack. The lack is in our mind, and this can change. But just to be very clear, there may be things we need to do in the world, maybe because, well, absolutely because our mind is not fully convinced that we can take action at the level of mind rather than in the world, that we can allow the mind to be healed. But it doesn't always happen automatically. And it would be foolish to allow the body to continue to suffer or to die because we didn't take action. It could have happened, when I had to have my gallbladder removed. I was in a great deal of pain. And I just kept thinking the pain would go away. And then I had that thought, and I think maybe I've mentioned this, I can't remember, but the pain had gone on for so many hours. I was just weak with the pain. And I told Jesus, I need help. I can't handle this pain anymore. And there was an answer put in my mind that said, the pain is important because it's going to get you to the emergency room. And up to that point, it had never occurred to me that I needed to be in the emergency room. I just kept thinking this pain will subside. It'll go away. I didn't know what it was. So I did. I went to the emergency room and had surgery. And that had to happen. So, it's not that we achieve healing of the mind by changing our behavior. Behave in the way that makes sense. And if the mind, but I always look to the true answer first. And sometimes that occurs for me because my faith and trust stretches that far, and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it's no, I can't do that. So when that happens, it would make no sense to continue to suffer thinking, nope, I'll make myself accept healing, and that just doesn't work. Okay, so thank you so much for being here with me. I very much appreciate you sharing your mornings with me. I hope that you found this helpful. If you did, then please like it. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe. And thank you to those who subscribed in the last few days. I appreciate you. And I'll be back soon with another reading. See you then.